You might think you're bad at managing your time, maybe you even think that you're lazy, but most of the time that's not the real issue. The real problem is overstimulation. There are always just too many things that you should be doing, but there's no real clear system for what actually matters and should be prioritized this week. And in order to not feel like that, I sit down every single week and I do a weekly reset. This helps me make time for everything that matters to me, and it has gotten me through doing a full-time degree while still working part-time, also working part-time or full-time on this YouTube channel and other social media channels, while still balancing marathon training, going to the gym, going out with friends, and just living life and having time for myself. In this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how you can plan your week so you can do everything you've ever dreamed about. If you're new here, hi, I'm Maria, welcome to my channel. This is where we talk about how to become the best version of yourself. And if you want to kickstart your journey with a free month guided planner that will help you achieve your goals, grab it through the link down below. Now, let me grab my laptop because this is where I do the majority of my planning. And let's go through the system step by step. This usually takes me about 30 minutes to do. I always do this on a Sunday. I always grab a little coffee, a tea, depending on the time of the day. This is a very enjoyable task. I wouldn't even call it a task. Put on your favorite music. You can chill in your pajamas, make yourself comfortable and genuinely just commit to this, because taking 30 minutes on the weekend will help you save so much more time during the week. And while saving time is important, making time for everything is rarely a time issue. It's usually mostly a clarity and a priority problem. If you want to dedicate 100% of your energy to all areas of your life, you will fail. I wish it wasn't this way, but it is like this. You cannot always show up with 100% energy in all areas of your life. Something always has to give. And I learned this the hard way, because I thought, no, I can be better than that. I can be more productive. I can be better at managing my time, but no amount of time managing and no life hack can teach you how to show up with 100% energy in every area of your life every single day. And the problem is when you try to do everything, nothing ends up getting done properly because you're spreading yourself way too thin. It's not gonna work. Like, something always has to give. And I'm not telling you that in order to discourage you or to tell you to lower your goals. Absolutely not. It's about a mindset shift that you need if you want to be successful at doing everything and reaching all of your goals and genuinely being a productive person overall. You need to have priorities. These priorities can change depending on seasons of your life. It is totally okay to have different seasons where different things matter. Think about different areas of your life, different things that you are doing, prioritize them, and think about when certain areas need more time and effort from you. Like, if you know that at work there's always a busy season, obviously in that time you need to be more present at work. You need to put in more effort to be there and to do the tasks. That's gonna be your focus for that season, but then your focus can shift. There's nothing wrong with that. The way that I start every single one of my reset sessions is by, first of all, doing a breakdown. I love doing this with the help of my journal because it guides me through a review of the previous week. You need to review your week in order to know what to do better in the next week, and it's really important to do this without any judgment. This is not about judging yourself and putting yourself down for not being productive enough or not doing enough. It's genuinely just looking at what worked in the past week and thinking about how you can do it better. No judgment. This is just about finding solutions to problems, or not even problems, to situations that arose in the past week so you can make your next week better. This is an essential step. If you never review how something went, you cannot improve it further. This is why I really wanted to include this recurring page in my planner. It might seem like it's not necessary and you might just feel the need to just skip it and go straight to planning your week, but this is the most important step. Now, when it comes to planning my week, I usually do this in Google Calendar because there I have repeating events, there I have meetings that were already scheduled. I like to have this overview before I write my to-do list for every single day. So the to-do list I do write in my planner. I like just writing out to-dos by hand. Ticking off of a to-do is the most satisfying thing ever. But I think Google Calendar is amazing in order to have an overview and to be able to schedule repeating things. So for instance, if you know that every day you're working from 9 to 5, you can schedule that in there so you know that that is a time that is blocked off. The following week is actually going to be the first week where I'm going to be working full time. I'm a little bit scared. I have to say it's a development that was not planned. I had an opportunity that was presented to me and I took it. I think I made the right decision. I'm like looking forward to gaining more experience. However, I am a little bit worried, and I think from now on I have to be even more careful about how I plan my week so that I still have time to do everything that I want to do. So the first thing I do is to schedule everything that is time bound. For instance, working hours, meetings. I already have these scheduled in because most of them are repeating things. If I have any social plans that I've already agreed to, I would also put them in here. I'm having a very belated birthday celebration on the weekend, and so let me just schedule this before I forget about it. That would be hilarious. Imagine like me not showing up to my own birthday. Now that we have everything that is time bound and cannot be moved and is absolutely necessary in the calendar, it is time to think about other activities that we might want to do throughout the week and schedule those. Let's start with goals and with tasks that need to be done weekly. For me, this is mostly social media. Basically, I always need to find a time to film YouTube videos. I need to find times to edit them. I need to find times to film short form content and edit that, and to write, because I also have a newsletter. Subscribe to that if you haven't already. And I want to spend way more time writing actually. So with these goals and intentions in mind, I'm gonna start scheduling stuff. I always schedule stuff in work blocks, in deep work blocks, because honestly, especially with a limited amount of time, if you're a busy person, you need to work on things without being interrupted. You need deep work blocks where you throw your phone across the room. I'm joking, don't do that. You know, you put on some nice music, you do Pomodoro sessions, or you do whatever helps you just sit down and work, like genuinely just work and be focused. So I will always estimate how long something takes me. I usually try to be a little bit more generous, but without being too generous. So for instance, for filming a YouTube video, I know it takes me about an hour. I'm gonna give myself a 2-hour block because sometimes I still need to like set up the camera and all of that, but it should not take me more than 2 hours. Then I will have 2 editing blocks for YouTube. I like to just create these somewhere and then to drag them around because it makes everything so much easier and so much more visual. I can film the YouTube video before work on a home office day. So I will do that, and then I will edit once in the evening and once in the weekend. I'm also thinking about my energy levels here. So for editing, I don't need to be like super focused. It's not the most difficult task. It just requires time and just sitting down. It's fine to do it in the evening. Typically, when I have more difficult tasks, I will schedule them for the morning, and if I'm having easier tasks where I don't need to be like 100% focused, I do them in the evening, because in the evening I tend to be tired from work and from the day, and also sometimes a little bit distracted because all I want to do is go to sleep. Now I'm just realizing I did not choose an easy week to demonstrate this on. I'm currently also writing my master thesis, and I am in the stage where I'm still writing the theory part, which means that I need work blocks where I'm just sitting down for multiple hours and writing. I like to do this in the morning. However, I don't know if it makes sense to wake up extremely early to write the master thesis and then go to work. I might try it one day. I could wake up at like 5 to do it. I might try this one day, but I'm gonna schedule the writing blocks for evening and for the weekend. I'm creating 3-hour blocks. I will have as many of them as possible. My goal is actually to write my thesis every single day. On Friday, I have the birthday party, totally fine. I'm not gonna write that day, but for that, I'll also write on Sunday. So I'm just adding a 3-hour block for every single day. And honestly, I love coming back home from work and knowing that there's something I plan to do. It just feels way better to do something, even if it's like working, like writing a master thesis. It still feels better than just scrolling the whole evening and then kind of wasting the evening. I'm gonna really try to make sure that the evenings are chill. I will romanticize the heck out of them. Maybe I'll like chill on the balcony and write. Maybe I'll put on some music. I'll try to make really the best out of it. And now it's also time to schedule workouts. I will work out in the morning. Like, there's no other option left here. I actually prefer it this way, I have to say. The thing is, don't just say I'm gonna work out. You need to schedule exactly what you do, when you do it, at what time you do it, on which day you do it. You need to be super specific. So I have my running schedule. I use the app Runna, and it gives me an already created schedule, and I also interlinked it with my Google Calendar, which is amazing. So I know that on Tuesday I have a more intense run, and then Thursday I have an easy run, and my long run is on Saturday. Let me think when the best time to do a leg day. Definitely not before the tempo session, so it's gonna have to be between the tempo session and the easy run. Okay, so because of that, I'm gonna have to switch the workout with filming the YouTube video, and then I'll film the YouTube video on another day. Oh, okay, cute. I'm basically front loading all of my workouts. I'll try to work out 3 days in a row, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then take a break on Thursday. I'm gonna film the YouTube video in the time where I would typically work out. And then Friday, I can continue with the functional workout. Saturday, I have my long run, and then Sunday, I can chill. Honestly, sounds pretty good. Let's just take care of the last couple of things. So I want a writing block for the newsletter. I will schedule it whenever I have time, which is on Sunday. Honestly, sounds really cute. I can make a cozy Sunday for myself and write, and also write on my master thesis. The last things that I need to input are short form editing blocks. I've honestly already prepared a lot of content for next week, so I don't need to spend that much time editing. Usually I try to edit like 1 or 2 days for short form content in order to have content for the rest of the week. I also very often edit while I'm in public transportation or while I'm waiting somewhere, like I'm waiting to pay in the supermarket. I really try to use those dead times in order to do these little tasks that, you know, they can still add up. As you can see, I have a focus for every single day. In this week, again, this is not the best example just because of how many things I need to squeeze into one day, but typically I have a focus on every single day. So, you know, one day I will focus on editing, another day I will focus on filming as much content as possible. I usually find that social media, like this job, however you want to call it, a job, a hobby, content creation, can be done in a couple of hours a day if you genuinely do it tactically and you work in deep work blocks. This means no distractions and working smarter, not harder. So I think it's totally doable with a full-time job. However, when you also add like writing a master thesis, so like dedicating at least 20 hours a week to writing and to talking to people and to researching, it gets a little bit tougher, which is why for me, the next like 1 or 2 months until I'll finish the thesis, I'm already like halfway through, so I think it's gonna be fine. But the next months are gonna be difficult, which is why I really need to be strategic with how I plan my week. But what I'm trying to say is that you have enough time to do something outside of your job. It's just a matter of preparing for it, of planning it, scheduling it, but you can do it. Do not let the fact that you have a job and, you know, obviously you need to be there majority of the time, hold yourself back from having other dreams. Like, you can still build a business, you can still start a hobby, you can still be athletic even if you have a job. Like, that's not an excuse to do nothing for the rest of the time. And actually, it's way more fun when you plan things after work and you actually get to do different things on different days. It makes the week way more fun. It's truly just about designing your week intentionally so that you can live a life that you genuinely enjoy. And yes, that is possible even while working. When you start planning your week with intention, with this system, and with the frameworks inside of the system that I showed you today, you will finally feel like you are in control of your life instead of just reacting to things that are happening. Because you are not lazy, but your brain might just be overloaded. And a good and strategic weekly plan is how you get back your life. And if you want to know the 12 healthy habits that cost you almost nothing and can be added to your daily routine, check out this video.